Welcome everyone, Evelyn here. It's 6:10 on the clock. That's very interesting. There's a lot of people in my family. My mother's 6:10, my grandfather and my great-grandfather had birthdays June 10th. So 6 is the Lovers, 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, and there is a lot about that in the messages this week. So I'm going back to November 6th up till today, so we'll see how much I can get through. I think there's 6 messages of the day and then the twin flame read on the table here. So I want to get right into it so I can cover as much as possible. There's a lot of messages that have been coming through in Mother's light language that I've been interpreting, and it's been really cool because it seems like I'm tuning into certain language groups. It's like tuning into a certain station. Like, it may be different for you than for me, but I'm very much tuning into a few different languages. Indonesian and Kakbarak and Hausa, Hawaiian as well. That just seem to, every time I put the phrase into Google Translate, it'll give me a complete sentence, especially in Kakbarak. So maybe you want to try that. If you have any messages come through you, just plug it into Google Translate to see what comes up. You might be surprised at the messages that you get. So I'm going to get right into, by the way, I just pulled this card here, just real quick, like 5 minutes ago. So the underlying energy is forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help move forward. And then financial challenges are affecting the connection right now. Okay, so that could be helpful to somebody out there. So, okay. First message of the day. So they're all set up in the same way, my messages of the day, right? They're usually 4 decks, not always. And it's the underlying energy here. Usually it's 3 cards out, and then any additional cards that want to come out on their own come out here, and I use them for numerology and to finish the story for each deck. And then you'll see there's more down here. Okay, so we have the Journey of Love up here, the Shaman deck, the Energy deck, and the Past Life deck down here, which is a Brian Weiss deck. Okay, so this is the first one. And this again is November 6th. And right before this, Nothing Compares to You is coming up. So again, Sinead O'Connor, I'm just blanking out on her name constantly, I don't know why. But nothing compares to you. So you might want to listen to that song. And that came in at 7:11 on the 6th. And then we went into this read. So the numbers that came up from the piles at the end were 1111 and 1117. And in Gematria, the first entry for 1111 is Twin Flames. Under 117 I plugged in as well to Gematria here, and Rachel came up with Ohio, England, Pamela, and Long. 717 came up here as well. I don't know if this is 727 or 717 because I wrote both of those numbers down. But the entry that came up here was God breaking all curses. See, I am surrendering all. Master Manifester has a rose to contend. And then Fran Garamer Domino, the last president. Those were the entries that came up. So at 7:28, I started doing the translation of the read. The first card, 55, Acceptance. Number 6, the Cosmic Womb. 34, this is all underlying energies. 34, the Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. And the Arts. The Ace of Swords, Truth of the Lovers. And Triumph. Triumph of the Womb. And Gemini was coming up there. The Womb of Energetic Exchange with the 8 of Wands, Door to Happiness in the Arts. And then T Hearts was coming up from the Arts. And that can represent, T can represent a lot of things. It can have to do with Trump right now. But again, top dog and temperature, time, time out could be coming up with the T as well. But T hearts as in sweethearts, but instead T hearts. The proposal of change, new start, the divine feminine bringing the outdoors in with keys and strings, piano and guitar. So again, the arts coming up. At 7:33, the underlying energy was 27 of etheric touch, 66 of coming together, 8 of the yin-yang lovers, 50 of the cloak, 46 just for the moment, joy, 55, the 27th, Friday's torch, and root 66. 66 is also the Queen of Pentacles, and 27 is the Ace of Wands. That's been coming up a lot. It's actually in the middle of this read, okay? Root 66, the Queen's Gambit, with the Queen of Pentacles and Vesica Pisces, which is the fish bladder. Strong, bending over backward to clear wounds from the vortex, like a tickle in the heart, the arts. And the cloak of the Ten of Cups family with the 46, Six of Cups, which can represent children or soulmates, just for a moment, joy. As the light beams in, the children's hearts open, accepting the truth of their fairy tale love. Healing. The cavity unseen. The leak. Clearing and cloaking, and then jumping for joy with acceptance. At 7:44, the first card out was the 11 of the Eruption of Light, Hieros Gamos, which came up again in my post on Insta. So I've posted a lot on Instagram and TikTok, so you might want to check those out. There's a lot of my translations that came out with very significant messages this week. So Hieros Gamos, the Queen's Gambit, 53 of the Knight of Swords, and the Legacy of Light, in the woods with a sleeping bag, and all air, with Libra, Knight of Swords, and 31, the Five of Wands, the Christ Flame, 22 of the Fool, or 5D Station, and loving all that is. Strength of the family with the 10 of Cups and 6 of Cups, the Hierophant and the Magician. And we had all these double numbers come up, 11, 22, 33, 55, 66, and then 44 came up in the time. That was the only one missing in there. And then 77 had come up as the Sovereign as well. The light and the flame, loving all that is, as the underlying energy of the sweet spot of the bridge. And the 17 of the Eye of the Needle, 23 of Fortune's Wheel, 32 of the Jeweled Web, 5 of Closing the Door, 6 of the Cosmic Womb and the Divine Feminine. And I spy 17, and then was 23 and 32, with luck and right timing and connectivity. Perhaps your lucky star, as Madonna comes up, the King of Wands on a journey to close the door, to change and complete the old cycle in order to enter the womb of the Divine Feminine lover. A single perspective, a bird's eye view, destined to bring good news and connect before closing the door for good, in the truth of reflections. And the number 172 came up. Under 172 in Gematria was Aaron with 2 A's, Sarah, iPhone, Silence, Natalia, and Peaches. Under number 256, which also came up, was Baphomet, Honorable, UFO, Morning, The Rock, So Be It. Then 15 came up with the Dust Devil, 46 of Root Girl, 19 Falling Angel, 10 of Deep Diver, 6 of the Lovers, and 15 the Devil of Light and Dark at 6:14, which I believe that's Trump's birthday as well. But that date's significant for me as well. And then 6:15, which is the 14 of 15 is the Angel and the Devil. 6:15 and then 46, the day the daughter struggled to seed, from cosmic womb, out of stagnation, the root girl, the disowned self, the falling angel in the sun, destined to dive deep, or deep dive, destined to reverse. This 1019 rewind from the bottom of the sea, following the light in the sun, ending up a tree that won't grow in the desert, in a whirlwind of dust, back to nothingness. That's interesting too, because ashes to ashes, dust to dust came up in the message. Today, talking about the separation at death, right? The soul is the ashes to ashes of the bright light in Pleiadian, and then dust to dust is the body that goes back to the soil. The 46 of the thinking man, the 27 walking away, the 34 of the door to personal healing and happiness, with the 6 of cups, the ace of wands, and the 8 of wands. The inner child lovers with new passion to exchange outside and inside out. With 43, the man with a coin, 32, door to spirit, 20, envy, and where a man with a coin clears the air with envious judgmental female, he enjoying bringing her good news, perhaps madly envious, as Ma's den is a creative portal, and man's doin' creative portal, opening door and pulling him in, man holding heart, grieving his love. The underlying energy of karmic relationship and leaving or travel, and the art of leaving, tea hearts, and dishing tea. As forgiveness comes up here of each other, imprisonment or slavery of the body and mind, trust and faith with son at your back, the spouse, and the art of forgiveness. Of breaking your chains, and I keep getting, and don't look back. To have faith in the sun and your spouse, transporting across the bridge to wisdom and drilling it in. You send me her fears, his Bible, peanut butter and jelly, the time traveler's wife, and lessons and blessings in health. At 151.19 on this card, which is the magician, the king of swords, and the sun, and then 251.19, which would then be the divine feminine or the high priestess with the king of swords and the sun. The energy of Mary Magdalene and JC, praying and building somewhere out of time, are lessons of infinite healing and train travel. I think I can, and doubting Thomas. I know I can. Man with promise. As Kundalini takes over the shtick at 10:09. Yeah. All right. So here is message of the day number 2. That's here at the end, right? Yes. Okay. So this is my morning ritual of late, pulling from the medicine deck, and then the past life deck. This is the Ascension deck, and then the Fortune's Oracle down here. And it's just pulling, I just pull one card literally, and then the underlying energies over here, okay? So this one was, these were pulled at 12:04, 12:05, and 12:06. The underlying energy of the 26 squirrel, health, 19 of Neptune, and 31 of thorns. And the cards that were pulled were 23 of opossum, which keeps coming up. That's the king of wands, playing dead, playing possum, which I'm getting is just being still and resting for a change, right? Because the king of wands never rests. And then Celtic energy came up, which notice Celtic, if you reverse the last C, is the parentheses around LT. And then 31 of Paul the Venetian and 8 of the dragonfly. As the underlying energies is the page of wands, collecting nuts with healthy foods and tuning into Earth Star. And Neptune, which in this deck is the path, going through your Earth Star chakra to connect with Neptune. And Neptune is Poseidon. And then Sandalphon comes up here too, which I nicknamed Saint Dolphin. And seeing the sun through the collective thorns. The page of wands, snake on a carrot stick. Sandy's health and hugging trees, aware of the sun and the thorns. As the king of wands is playing possum, father of the Page of Wands, who stays in the tree, high above the ground, like the Neanderthal man, held by the Celtic cross, and bulbs by the snake and vine. The King of Wands protecting his house, his front door, as the King of Cups, third ray, lifts spirits and sets souls free. This is this Archangel Sandalphon energy, to be inspired to create. Paul carries the flame of liberty and is helping to set you free, Paul the Venetian, in the dance of the dragonfly, 2 as 1, and a beautiful mind, 1, 2, 3, and jump. The year 1931 came up here with 26 and 23, which is the King of Wands and Page of Wands, and then 378 also came up. 1931 in Gematria was coming up as to spiral, whereas the 378 was coming up to soar. And the energy of the eagle soaring and the phoenix rising coming together. I've done a post on Instagram of that before. I'll probably post that again, where they come together and make the cross, right? The intersection. Remember who you are. Decode 7th November, which was the day I was writing this. It just happened to come up in 1931. My words are eternal life. Jennifer A. Living Soul. The 9th entry was Disney Blackout, capital A, and then X11, which is 12, and then X1, which is 11, and then MMX1, so 2011. Under 378, Sugar came up first, and then Decode, God's 9 code. Then Kate Middleton, Curse, and Optimism all came up. The X11 of 12, which if you put those letters in, it comes up with rain. And then XI is a pair of hyperons having spin half, which decay into lambda particle and a pion. Some letter yesterday and sunset or dusk or ancient times came up. Water shoe polish, coarse, rough. The justice of the chariot strength with 1178, which came up with in Gematria with conspiracy theorists or Book of Revelations, Cisco Wheeler, and then pivot point, intervention, and then I love this song. The underlying energy next was a blank card, the turtle, and the squirrel. And then 1026 had come up again, because that's one of my 4 New Years that had come up in a message this year. And I keep getting more clarification about these 4 New Years. And I've been getting that April 9th was like the first day of the new world. And then I was getting 718 as the 4D bridge is complete. It's done. Like you can't take down the old bridge until the new bridge is finished. And I was getting 718 as the completion of that. And then 1026 was coming up as, and I already brought this up to you guys with Mary Magdalene and the clearing out is like the breaking of the chains with the Lyran system being freed. And since I posted that, Elena Danan actually came up with a message about the Lyran system, that it has been freed. So that was a great confirmation for me. So 1026, again, being the new year of breaking the chains, the clean slate, as the King of Wands refuses to feed the fire, not only playing dead, but stinking at will, confusing the predator or opponent, expect unexpected and be clever. Don't play the tragic victim. The squirrel plans ahead, the Boy Scout, to gather and prepare, but don't go nuts with it, to circulate things. At 12:51, I stopped my read right there because I remembered about Sandy, the squirrel that we rescued, to check up on them because they've been in the wildlife center for a while now, and Sandy was doing well, but they had to keep him for the winter because if they release them now, they won't have enough food, to survive the winter. So he'll be in a outside area with other squirrels this winter. So Sandy might actually like that. It was a him. That was confirmed when I called. All right, so let's see the next one. Yeah, a couple energies were coming up. Whitney Houston was coming up, and the bodyguard energy, along with Kevin Costner and Cleopatra. Not just Cleopatra 7, but 1 and 2 were coming up even more significantly for me. And that happened several years ago as well, where Cleopatra was coming up really strongly for me. Let's see here. And Maca came up again. When I went to Costa Rica earlier this year, my room was called Maca, M-A-C-A, and I kept saying it like Japanese though, like Maca. And so that was coming in again too. And there's a lot of meanings around Maca. One of the meanings with a K, M-A-C-A, M-A-K-A, is beloved one and snake in Japanese. Also in Japanese means great snake, Maca. Very interesting, huh? Because I was saying it like in Japanese. That's what I was thinking. Also, the rock and the stone came up under the definitions. And Maca, M-A-C-C-A, is Mecca. So there's a couple different ways, that Mecca is spelled. Let's see here. But a lot of translations came up. I can't go through all of them because there's a lot of translations. On the 9th here, and I posted a lot of the messages I got. I already posted on Instagram and TikTok, so you might want to check them out. With the music, always remember to listen to the music because the music brings in a whole nother dimension to the message. One of the messages, just the last paragraph here, was, I am the body, you are the soul. Treat your mother kindly as I am my grandmother as well, and you are your children's hell. So if you go to heaven, they will follow. They will show you the way. They see it in your eyes and will make you aware of it. Little pieces of your subconscious trying to get back in. So let them. Body and soul, 39. And that was coming up literally as the message, the words that were coming through meant body and soul. And then the next word was 3 and the next word was 9. 39 means the seed is complete. It was actually Soma Ka Nihi No was this message, body and soul, 39. The show of power of here and now. And 215 came up, which is a Philadelphia area code, but it was coming up as a Bible verse. That was the message I was getting of Philadelphia's story, of sisterly and brotherly love, of the 2 of the higher self and the 15 of the shadow. And it's so weird because right before I did your video today, a video that came up on YouTube was something that I wouldn't normally get on my feed, and it was titled "What's Actually Under Philadelphia," and I watched a little bit of that, so it was very interesting. But there's a lot about the city because it is the original main city of the country that's coming up right now. The Knight of Cups, heart and soul, rise and be love. And it was coming up as HBO. The H is 1 to 1, the capital B is 13, and then O. So it was coming up as 1-1130. And again, the 1 to 1 transition to 0 point, aligning with union and transition. 1130 came up as, and you're desperate, drowning. I've got a bygone, B-I-G-U-N, which actually, if I interpret the numbers, it's 2 and 1 with G in the middle, right? The masculine and the feminine with God in the middle. And then 4 came up as Savior. Sun, I don't know what that said, T-Z-Y, I can't read my writing. Hot gay strip club, Queen suddenly appears, oblivious, works, decode, RH null, blood type. I didn't even notice that because actually that came up. My daughter's in nursing school, so we end up talking about medical stuff a lot of the time, and she just brought up RH null, which I didn't even notice it was here. So that was coming up. Mozilla Foundation, Egypt, Missouri, October 7th. Curse of I, Bride of Christ, being lifted. And then the number 130 also came up. Hamas, Iran, Pepe or Pepe, Andre or fight, rain, Naomi, flood, look, delta, Nicola, and Bliss, Renee with 1 N, Phoebe, TM, and we are coming. think there's some others there. TM, I can't read the other ones. ROMTSN, and then we are coming. We are coming. And then HBO came up with those numbers, just as a reminder. Okay, so then the next message of the day, as we go back here, is here, okay? So again, the same setup as before. It's the medicine deck, the Fortune's Oracle, the past life deck, and the Ascensions deck, just maybe in a different order. Underlying energy and card pulled, okay? And you see the blank card, what it looks like right there. All right, so this was on the 9th, and they were pulled 702, 703, 704, and 705. The underlying energy of the 15 Wolf, the 6 of the Chariot, the Celtic card, which remember is LT in parentheses, and the 17 of the Sirius card. The first card out was the blank card that you saw, and then the next deck was the 31 of Thorns, and then Asia. And then the last one was 29 and the Intergalactic Council. By the way, the capital A used to be written as an F with the two perpendicular lines angled downward. So Asia could come up as FCF. The shadow lovers were coming up here with space to star. Space for group or conflict, and space for your gifts. And again, husbands and wives perhaps coming up talking over each other simultaneously. The shadow wolf howls, a star fish in their own right. Lovers in enlightened chariot, staying strong and focused at the crossroads, a roundabout, where at the center is the Celtic Neanderthal man, the LT, which can represent the light as well. Also, long term has been coming up. The Christed or Christ to Ed bridging of the E and infinite ER et al. Lighted and long-term bridge of Ea and D, earth and all. So this energy of, like in tennis, love all was coming up. The LT and FCF of energies being rocketed upward with a vertical lift in the middle. Digamma twin flames at the gates of the Lambda or Lambda Father leap, and the Christed bridge being the same thing. The Wolf of Wall Street and the Lover's Chariot in roundabout of Sirius star. Sirius is Sir Eos. Eos translates in Wiktionary as Jesus in one of the languages. Between 15 and 17 is the Celtic Tower of 16, which is tomorrow. Or 6 and 10, which we started at 610. And 610, by the way, is another Philadelphia area code. So we have 215 and 6110 are both Philadelphia area codes. And then Cappy, Gemini, and Aquarius. The underlying energy of the 17 star mountain lion, the 11 moose, the elephant, and the 21 of the owl, 31 of the turkey, 23 of the opossum, and 15 of the wolf. The mountain lion with dreams come true, with star family. And Celticus was coming up in Latin. The bridge to LT, the bridge to US. LT, the angel tin or angel tree within, all lit up. See light, IC, US, angel tin. And there on Etsy, there was an angel tin. There was a Mexican man who made angel tins on Etsy that came up when I put that in. And here the IC is inner child, but it's also Intergalactic Council, which came up in your message here. And then the next first card was coming up as a blank slate. The cat and moose. Oh, very interesting, because I caught a little mousie to release today, but I'm waiting for a parent or a sibling because I don't want to release the baby by themselves. But instead of cat and mouse, cat and moose is coming up here. The star and judge was 17 and 11, which equals 28 of the twin flame path. The big gift of breath and the LF ant or elephant with 1, 14, and 20, which is like the 1, 5, and 2 of the masculine and feminine, with 5 in the middle, which is the Hierophant, which can represent God. So just like I said before, the 1 and 2 with the G in the middle. The Magician Angel at the top of the tree, with LF being the light force or light field, with 11420 and 152, and 35, which is the Wounded Warrior, of 1 and 2, with change between, as the tower or clock tower, as lightning strikes, of the night eagle coming in for the kill. And Thanksgiving was coming up there. And the night eagle is the owl. And TG is also thank God, right? The cat's meow, Rocky and Bullwinkle, night eagle and elephant. And I don't know if you remember this, but one of the messages I got a few years ago was in my connection. I forget when it was. But I literally had seen like an eagle or a prehistoric bird coming in to an elephant, and they were great loves, but that was the only way they could show affection, was the bird like clawing at his head, like massaging his head. That was the way they would show love to each other. And that's the energy that keeps coming up here. The night eagle and the elephant coming in to massage their head or scratch it for them before they did. The turkey giveaway, which represents the sacrifice in the medicine deck. And interesting, right? Because I've been feeding 6 cats family, and I'd fed them turkey that day, with Aquarius, Libra, and Pisces, 1 and 2, and big breath between. So again, there's that 1 and 2 with the God and energy in the middle. The Temple of Breath, a turkey conflicted about the King of Wands playing dead. Lion on the prowl as other predators see sitting duck. And then I was getting the energy of them, you know, like predators or animals looking, saying, yeah, I could feed a whole family on that one. Serious cats, as what was fun. Magenta and her husband were on doing a video that day, so Cat's Magic was coming up there too. The Serious Cat and Celtic Chariot or Lover, with Bullwinkle and Elf Ant snatching a gift away from the King of Wands playing possum. In Werewolves of London, in a wolf's cry for help, cats and dogs cry as dear ones and birds take opportunities, as Teddy was crying wolf and then silent. Just like a light, or but like a light. Like even silent, but they can't stay silent or hidden because their light's shining bright. And then the Ides of March came up, which is 44, right? 3/15/44. And the cards came up 171, 1 to 2. 171 is 15, coincidence, Shekinah, and Nora and single. It came up 171, 1-2, and then 131 to 315. And 131 was Andrian, Coca-Cola, Inanna, Left, Anon, Mask, Talk, Legion, and NSA. And 315 came up as Artemis, Quell, Ace of Spades, Columbia, Roses, Notre Dame, Celebration, Lori, Messiah's, Child Trafficking. And the Poseidon Adventure came up that day as well. At 8:35, midnight, and now I'm getting midnight train to Georgia. Midnight or high noon, New Year's Eve. And again, this came up with the Poseidon Adventure. It was from New York to Athens. New, fresh, and different. Was lost with only a handful of survivors. New moon, waxing moon, new. We too. The Star and the 3 of Pentacles, and the Divine Masculine with the Divine Feminine transitioning group. The energy of 1771 for the masculine and 1331 for the feminine here. The Shadow 15, and regarding anything here. The transitioning group to the Ace of Swords Truth with Roses and Notre Dame. The Ides of March 44. 315:44, which equals 26, the Page of Wands, and also 2 and 6 together makes a butterfly of transformation. The Page of Wands, or 31-5, as the Empress and Eagle leap to the Hierophant, or marriage. The Eagle to the Elephant, and the Hierophant. E is glee to hero's breath. 2 LF light to cut. He P breath, and P is rho, RHO, at the height of extrasensory perception, breath, right? The breath of life. The 20 of marriage, 13 of goals, 26 plain, 24 patience, 6 of the chariot, a shadow announcement, a wake-up call to transition to gold across the 33 bridge. The Page of Wands excited to take off for Fantasy Island. With 13 and 26, which are 39, the Knight of Cups, we to rise and be love, or rose and 13, transitioned. 2 13s are 26 to 24, the Page of Wands to the Queen of Wands, needing patience with Lover's Chariot. As 2013 then came up with 6 to 46, the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands and the Lover's Family Group, or cruise with kids, navigating through the thorns to the sun. Now we're going back. And again, this is coming up 2013. 6 and 31 equals 37 here with the cards. The Lover's Group, or cruise, and unconditional love with the King of Cups. The underlying energy of karmic relationship, the High Priestess, the farm, the galactic, biblical, lessons and blessings, and Celtic. Karmic 2 and High Priestess down on the farm. Hippocampus, galactic. High FG, she galactic, he on the farm. Intermingle as the time traveler's wife together to heal the Celtic lineage. Snake on a stick holding on for dear life. X marks the spot. Just breathe and jump. As Celtic and Asians and Galatians were coming up here. There's that the two lineages kept coming up, Asian and Celtic. The Asian Celtic hybrid at 914 here, and the music of old ruins. Sean A.S. Menges, 2 BC, with 213 coming up, with marriage and God's code, 2133. Celts of 6 BC were the wildest of people. They were very hot-headed with animal passions. That's the way they were described. And earlier that evening, right at dusk, I heard a shrill in the woods. It might have been a fox. I don't know, but I felt so bad. I went outside to see if I could see anything, and I heard it one more time, but then it stopped. So hopefully everything was okay. But the Celtics were coming up here less rational compared to the Greeks. And this is coming up from thecollector.com. As the Celts take arms and march against the waves, and in general the courage of barbarians has an element of passion. The Gauls, seen as a threat, as elemental and volatile as any force of nature, like an earthquake or tidal wave. And the map of the Galatians was coming up at Turkey, and again Asia Minor was coming up. 281 BCE, the Celtic collision of the Hellenic world, mass invasion of tribes with over 150,000 soldiers descended into Greece, where the Celts became the Gauls. Ravaged through until Greece, and then defeated in 279 before they could sack sacred Delphi. The Celts were the antithesis to what they saw as civilization and the end of days' angst. This arm of fearsome Celtics would bring forth the Galatians and Asia Minor, Anatolia, 278 BCE, with about 27,000 true births of Galatians, 3 tribes of Troami, Tolestubagi, and Tectos sages crossed the Bellespont and Bosporus from Europe into Anatolia mainland. Galatians went on to fight for the Mithridates I of Pontus against Ptolemy I of Egypt at 275 in the Battle of the Elephants. So there's the elephants coming up. defected Celts who were superstitious. All right, so the Celts had never seen elephants before, so you can imagine when you see an elephant for the first time. They forced the Celts inland to Galatia after the Syrian War, 192 to 188. Then they come into Rome. 133, the Galatian defeats of Mount Olympus and Ancira. Rome had setbacks in Asia, 88 to 63, and the Galatians had a falling out with allies called the Red Wedding. Many Galatian princes were massacred at a banquet. Galatians shifted allegiance to Rome, as Rome was there to stay. The Roman civil wars of 49 to 45 BCE, where Galatians later were pardoned by Julius Caesar. And then Julius Caesar with Cleopatra were coming up big for me. Although initially punished, Rome eventually recognized him as king of Galatia and senior to other tetrarchs. He established a dynasty that would last several generations, and Galatia would be progressively assimilated into the Roman Empire. Interesting people that came up here in the article was Galatian princess Camma, Camma, a priestess of Artemis, and coveted by Tetrarch Cinyrax, but she was happily married. So he murdered her husband Sinatus, and she poisoned herself rather than be married to him. Galatians worshipped Artemis. Their coins of Cybele, Artemis, Hercules, Hermes, Jupiter, and Minerva, combined with primeval Celtic practices like human sacrifice. And then the Bible Galatians, they brought up Paul, who was actually stoned and almost killed for the things he wrote in the Bible. However, the first 2 centuries had almost unbroken peace in Asia Minor. So this brought about this really beautiful, peaceful time, a time of peace. So then I tell you, the Koch Baroque language keeps coming up for me, right? That's the one that keeps translating in sentences everything I get. And from Galatia to Tibet was coming up. And again, history on Tibet, right? The annexation of 1951 by China. The 19 of Neptune, the 20 of the Sphinx, the 34 of Saint Germain, and the 4 of the gold and silver violet flame, 17 of Sirius, and the sun's announcement soaring to double diamond star with 18 and 34, Poseidon and Sphinx and Saint Germain with archangels Adkael to create miracles with the violet flame and the gold and silver violet flame. Both cards came up together. And star Sirius with alchemy, magic, and sacred geometry. Angel Sonics, higher dimensions, to learn spiritual technology through the inner planes to bring in the golden age. And then the first card that came out was the 29 of the Intergalactic Council with the 12 Great Masters and But Yalil. And then after going through the Galatia to Tibetan and Cockbrook language, which is an ancient Tibetan language, and the Himalayas, being the highest point on Earth, Mila also came up, Mila, in Himalayas, like Mila, which means 1,000, eye, hip glasses, 5-mile custom heel, and Yas, Y-A-S, means morning or reef, jacks, Costa Rican tree, snow, and Hias, to decorate, or to yawn and stand open, pause, incense to blow. High heel, to stand wide open and pause and blow. High hip, to decorate. High mile, snow and morning, to yawn with incense. High heeling custom, to grieve in the snow. And the Himalayas were 14,000, average to 29,000 feet. Back to the messages is unknown space between the thorns and the sun, through the water to the other side, through Asia Minor and Tibet to the Intergalactic Council consciousness. And then the message came in, gifted a dream. Okay, then was a message I posted on Instagram with my translations. And I did that message live. It was verbal, not just written. And every time I got to this one section, my throat, I did it twice because the first time it got messed up, so I had to redo it. And both times at that same spot, my throat completely just went out. And that was the throat block when I came up to the Father on at the toroidal field regarding being like on top of the mountain on loose rocks and someone being very afraid of heights. Right? And that can be just an example of someone at the height of their career, but someone got really like totally cut off at the throat, and it has to do with a masculine energy. Okay, let's see. All right, here's the next message of the day. And this starts, that's the same setup, okay? Same decks. And this was on the 11th, 11/11. These were pulled at 1:59, 2 o'clock, and 2:01, with the underlying energies of the horse, 35, thorns, 31, Asia, and unicorns, 22. The cards that were pulled were 50, alligator, 36, world, spouse, and 49, ascended master, retreats. The wounded warrior horse surrenders to the thorns, contrasting the sun. With Asia Minor, or unicorns, at the 5D station with an open heart and a leap of faith, all choked up in a field of dreams, seeing the sun through the crown of thorns, or hippocampus of Hippocrates, or Kos, or island close to Asia Minor, or Turkey, as Ea, part stallion. Stallion is also stall lion, and part Tibetan, T, B, tan, as the stall lion and source B, tan man, the who from man, the path of all connection, and housing in our collection of sources tan man. Sophia's tall connection, or of source B, tan, with hope and defending survival in order to improve. This was coming up as be oath, vow, swearing to God, and repair, atone, and compensate, attend to a fire, or make a lamp, or stealing a beta version of a program to graze or eat grass, house, bee, I and me, sheep and rain, cure and lamb, pig and fish, meat, tofu, and eggs, and to be tan or tan man, to be human, at seventh dimension with the unicorns, or unique RNs, or open house of Christ to ED bridge, the Fool's Leap, like it's a christening of the bridge, the Fool's Leap, just a stone's throw away, as the stall lions and horses, feline and stag, the hybrids you all are, of tan Asian, or as Ea descent. Again, the Anunnaki is a mix of Lyran and Orion systems. As the 10 of Cups lay in wait, with crocodile smiles, rolling with the punches, with a map of the world, and intent to marry spouse under their umbrella, Ella. As spouse is S. Pus, Sophia's break, rest, or pause, and pulse to land or place, to stay overnight and to grow. With the 9 of Cups and getting their wish to the Ascended Master's retreat, to walk with the Masters in self-satisfaction and love. An emotional family with map of the work that needs to be done, with spouse, with the unicorns and the Ascended Masters, accepting your alligator lineage, or all Ega, Tor lineage. All age, each lifetime to equalize. Yoke, domain, estate, enclosed area. All village weavers, chatterbox, an iron cage or fishnet, rib to keep and store, learn and study, movie film to copy, imitate, and a courtyard, a palace, a royal compound or tour, stomach-breaking bull to get tight, narrow, a trap of young beginner, The March Tower or Taurus. The trajectory of the bull, the tower, the tall rock or towering pillar, head, feast of the beetle, which is Cleopatra, and the gateway belly. To return or respond and rethink. Over the lips and through the gums, look out stomach, here it comes. My name is Julius, I am your twin brother, Jewel of the Nile, which was Vincent, and this is in the movies Twins. Difficult yet rich, a messy pile of rocks on the summit, rugged, sharp, and coarse, from the center of the earth, the king of the mountain, holding a stein up and saying cheers. 2. And then over the lip, through the gums, look out stomach, here it comes. My name is Julius, I am your brother, your twin brother, Jewel of the Nile. So I actually ended up watching the movie about Cleopatra and their relationship, and it makes so much more sense when you see it visually and don't just read the history. And you know, Julius was actually very good to her as compared to Mark Antony, because he ghosted her for 3 years, and she had his twins. So here now we have the twins again. In the summer or Sumer of 48 BC, the lovers in the Ides of March, 44 BC, when he was assassinated. So when he was assassinated, she hadn't gotten confirmation that her child with him was his child, which she needed, right? Because she needed that power card to play, because then she had a child that would combine Egypt and Rome, and it's 7:02 on the clock right now, which is the chariot and the high priestess or higher self, the divine feminine. The crocodile world, spouse and retreats, laying in wait around the world for couples to ascend. Now I did Jen McCarty's meditation that day on the 11th, and I literally saw, and I wasn't even thinking Julius and Cleo that day. It was the next day. And I literally saw Cleo as Cleopatra, as galactic warrior, coming in and literally morphing into this soft, beautiful bride, which I ended up drawing a picture of. And I was getting more messages. I did a lot of translating of messages this past 2 weeks. The gift of the sun, the mother, father, cone. The cone kept coming up like the vortex. And Avia. Why does that sound familiar as in one of the characters back in those times? I was getting the pictures of the cyclone, of the cone of the cyclone, and then the pi symbol, the circle with the line down the middle, and then the energy of the two Fs reflecting each other with the 1v1 in the middle, which is co-creation. The cyclone sharing, and then the sharing in the middle of the cyclone on one side, right, the chaos, and then the adventure on the other. Avia. So the Cleo number 1 was called the SIRIAN, and that's the one I keep identifying with. Actually, I think me and my daughter associated with Cleo 1 and 2. And stuff from her was coming up from the-past.com. And Cleopatra means glory of the Father. In 180 BC, she was found, Ptolemy V was found dead, and then she became regent with Ptolemy VI, which a lot of times they ended up being queens along with their son, or siblings would marry each other. And he was guided to marry his full sister Cleo II. And then the mother Cleo I died unexpectedly. And then the temple gateway came up after that. So there's a lot about the history of the different Cleos. Anyway, this is the drawing I ended up drawing of Cleopatra. You might have seen it if you watch my Instagram. Okay, but this was literally energy. I can't tell you how beautiful she was. I mean, I'm seeing her really close up, and she had, I mean, her eyes and skin were just like perfect, and she definitely had that medium brown color. And her eyes were just beautiful. And she transformed from this galactic warrior, right, that you think of her as is, and then she just morphed into this soft, she was in all white. This hat, this is not her hair. This is actually like a pom-pom of this hat. It was beautiful next to her brown skin. She was just beautiful. All right, let's see what's up next. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, there's the I think it was Netflix. If not, it's on one of them. I looked it up to see which platform had Cleopatra, so you can check that out. It might not be Netflix. It might have been, oh, I can't remember, but you can look that up online. So 739 then came up, which was coming up as July through September, and 3 always comes up for me as the eagle soaring. And again, the eagle soaring with the phoenix rising keeps coming up, and I'm going to post that again. And the trine was coming up with this, the T of the trine, to touch effect as the eagle soars from Cancer to Virgo, the chariot on the road to hermiting, and the hermitage was coming up. And here T is coming up, remember the arts was coming up as T hearts. And here trine hearts is coming up here. Very interesting. All right, so the next one is the owl here. Okay, so I mixed it up a little bit. We have the medicine deck, Fortune's Oracle, and this is I have 2 decks in here. The Lenormand, and I'm blanking on the other deck, but they're the same maker, and then the energy deck down here. I'm just blanking out on the other name. So it should be in my list below, though. Okay, so these were done on the 12th, 151, 152, 155, and 58, the 4 decks. The underlying energies were the 21 of the owl, 36 of the world, 35 of the 9 of swords and the anchor, and then 45 of the man with a heart. The first cards out were the elephant again, then the 27 with the proposal, 33 with the 8 of pentacles and the cage and key to open that cage, and then the 7 of community. The wise world of Atlas and the night eagle, or the owl, as the owl dives to get their claws into the planet, specifically 1 elephant, 2 leaves of elk and moose, vows and oath, triggering the world of Atlas to leave the wounded warrior behind, breaking chains, cutting anchor, an eagle go free, and man left holding a heart, grieving loss, regret, or just over it. With the world and the numbers 21, 36, 35, and 45, as the world turns, so much the Atlas map of intent. A new world of young wise owls knowing what they want, with elephant, the gift of breath. Pisces, Sagittarius, and Cancer here, with Aquarius in the background, perhaps Scorpio too, as the 10 of Cups family of Cancer and Scorpio perhaps trigger Pisces to leap. The alligator laying in wait, rolling with the punches, and the lynx with secrets, the knower, to respect the knower's process if you want them to share with you. Or are you disclosing too much? With the raven's magic, whether it's dark or light, spewing at Pisces, or doing spell work, or instructing young owl or Pisces on how to pray, or mother stays quiet as son instructs daughter on what he has learned. The 10 of Cups, moon, tower, and world, and the emotional cycle complete as the little wise owl catches a catch, or elephant, or catches their breath, or takes their breath away, as the 33 unicorn and shadow with the 6 of the sparkly chariot, and Mr. and Mrs. Ed with 4 students and a coach, or coaching them in over the 4D bridge. The 31 through the thorns in pursuit of happiness to the sun, with the whole world open to them and a map of the stars to boot. 36 Atlas and 27 Ace of Wands, a proposal, and let's make a deal, ending one cycle to begin the next, or the straw that broke the camel's back. So it's like if you don't make the choice that you want to make, right, the universe kind of comes in and kicks your butt. At 232, which is the road to new hope, or two rings linked in, take a deep breath and merge together. As the underlying energy, 29, and the loving lady, the Ace of Swords, the 3 of marriage, and the 33 of the man with concerns, 34 of the King of Pentacles and the fish, with 25 of the Knight of Wands of high honor, and the 35 of the anchor and the 9 of swords, the wounded warrior, perhaps suffering in silence, the world of the wise and map of the world, and the Atlas Mountains, as the eagle soars to the Empress to marry, an older man with concerns of martyrdom or bridging the gap, perhaps a generation. A ship flew in with loving lady present to the truth, and perhaps a triangle here, or what to get as a gift, or are they triumphant? Right, so the loving lady present to truth and triumph, perhaps there's a triangle with the trine coming up, or what to get as a gift. As two soar together, or he may be wondering if she has come his way, in his direction or location, in an energetic exchange with the King of Pentacles and or Pisces or fish love, diving perhaps in island waters, as the Knight of Wands with high honors, shot down by the king, or initiated war at sea, or sending them off with a 3-gun salute and cutting them off. You're on your own now. With Taurus and Sagittarius there. The first card out is 33 of set them free, given key to the cage with the 8 of Pentacles work or alignment, perhaps a martyr retiring or quit, the wounded warrior fired or split. As the underlying energy of the next deck is 14 of carrying connections at 28 victory, of 40 Page of Cups or Archangel Metatron with the 6th chakra, and the Page of Wands 26 with hostility issues or extremely light and dark, polarized, together equals 66 of the Queen of Pentacles and the 50 of the 10 of Cups family and the pillar, the angel of strength or lioness, or angel and the beast. As 44 is the 4 of Cups and Hercules, her harvest and grounding and integrating, is the woman holding a heart, with adjacent possibilities of Omega, Pleiades, Queen of Wands, or grounding and integrating the Queen of Wands Sagittarius and their Page of Cups angel, or Page of Wands Pisces and their Page of Cups Saggy angel, with new passion to walk away, or falling angel who strayed. In an energetic exchange or back and forth, inside out, in the pursuit of happiness, with the 3 of Cups coming together, with the man holding a coin, clearing the air on the spiritual journey, or getting rid of toxic Aquarius or toxic air, or one who is judgmental and envious, and perhaps does evil spell work. And now man holding a heart is grieving and or over it. And he definitely has some water in his chart and earth, the masculine energy right there. Then the next first card was the community chest. That wasn't actually the card, but that's what was coming up. Taking a big breath and setting them or yourself free, whether breaking out of a marriage or into one, or get out of jail free card, with a community of pretty girls just waiting, but none in this community is the one for he. The elf ant links in with the world, or takes a deep breath to travel the world and connect. Breaking chains and setting free, and single girls dress and ready for holiday season 24, or Cleopatra's chariot and her 2 servants await his arrival at 3 o'clock on the dot. At 3:33, there's a lot of Christ coming up right there. I took a break right there. 337 came up in Gematria as Timber Lark, Cloaked in Innocence, Hell on Earth, Master Chief or Chef. Hell on Earth, Timber Lark again, Problems, Rubble, Bring It On, Cherubim, Serial Brain, Manifesting, Sickness, and Hello, George R., which my uncle passed, and his name was George Heller. So there was definitely a little message hello from George there. 213 was Bitcoin, Nimrod, Marriage, Tomasa, Nicholas, The Magician, God's Code, The Bride, Cinnamon, Dude, The Bible Code, Racism, I'm Batman, Shift, Accept All, Bitcoin, Carla Keaton, and Peace of Mind. Um, 635 came up as well. That's another phone prefix for Philadelphia area, which the first entry is 0 for 635, and the meaning of numbers. There are no coincidences, etc., etc. You can look that up if you want more. Philanthropist was in there too. 363 was Profit and Happiness and Democrats, Breathtaking, Code, Politician. 545 was Penny, which is actually our insurance system in Pennsylvania. And then PIPIFAKSX, Purpose. Zen came up in that one too. 7337. And he saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb, and the south unto me. These are the true sayings of God. I'm sorry, and he's not south, but saith unto me. He saith unto me, right blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb, and he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of God. And then the 733 came up with sports betting, Holy Ghost, and rich man north of Richmond, and I have a lot of like lineage from Richmond, so that was interesting too. I had broken down Octavian, Cleopatra, and Philanthropist for whatever reason. I was called to do that. And Caesarion, which is the son of Cleopatra, which Caesarion comes up as Christa Sophia's bright light, our connection. Octavian came up as infinite ancestor number 1, hunting on, woman or bird. Cleopatra came up as C. Leo, father lineage. And literally, like I told you, it means glory of the Father. The lineage of the Father, the fourth, but the fourth keeps coming up, and the 4 is the emperor. And then Philanthropist came up to be well, to the nth degree, with soft pattering sounds, the prize to be healthy. And then Cesare, which I posted today, translates as home of the ray, but Caesar is pronounced Cesare. That's why that came up. And I noticed too, in watching Cleopatra, it was funny. You think of Caesar, right, which isn't the Italian pronunciation of it. But when they yelled at her, they said, seize her. So Caesar is coming up as seize her. Let's see, on the 13th, I was fortifying the cat houses outside to make them warmer and so they wouldn't blow away or get wet. Yeah, and lots of translation. So this one was really interesting that I just posted. So it came up as Hakini Maha Sokalamani. And so Haki came up as very significant, and Miha. And Miha is a translation of Michael. As though Michael's come up. And Mother is all over this. So Michael and Mother all over this. And it was just amazing how this translated. So I get the message, and then I just write all the letters down. And then I translate them in every arrangement. Like I don't mix up the order of the letters that I got. But I just, I'll do 2 letters and then 3 letters. Or I'll do 1 letter and then 4 letters, to see what messages I get. So it was so cool the way this came out. Let's see if I have it straight through. Because on my phone, I don't have it right in front of me, but I did translate most of it here. So the whole word, the whole translation that came out, if you have all the letters together, came up in Maori, which meant sportsmanship. But the rest of my translation was in Kokborok. So the color of right now, and you're in harvest this quarter. What's your name? Judge them by telling me. Let me do whatever you want. Hockey is mine, so everything is. Why do you have chocolate? Why not give me chocolate? So then I asked, who is hockey? Ha is the soil and the funny bone of ki. And Hausa, it also, HA translates for Hausa, the language, number 4, which I just said, and house, and hakia, which is to seek or strive for, but also hakia, and also means the Norse sea king. The Hook and Justice, or Captain Hook was coming up there, and Poseidon, and Justice. So then Haki ni Mia was coming up. And so they were telling me that Hausa language is the key to what Miha is. So if you go into Hausa to translate it, it said, Haki, I'm Miha. So Haki ni Miha is the origin of hockey. And these are all translations, literally what they said. Okay, hockey is the product of. So you are the mani. You are the, which can mean money, right? You are the worth. You are the meaning. And hockey is so colorful. Hockey is a song of flame. And hockey is a. So you are a llama. Hockey is not the same. Hockey is Miha, so the Ka path is. So because hockey is Mia, the Ka path can be. Hockey is Miha Soka path, or Mother Says path. I'm Miha, origin of hockey. Hockey is the product of, so you are the money, the meaning, right? Or you're right on the money. And then in Sumerian, for Miha and Naki, Mi means praise, and Ka means mouth, and also to open your mouth and talk. Ki, of course, is earth and a bird, and then Su is flesh, brown bird, or to submerge or adorn, and Su capital is also a fish. But it was coming up as to praise vegetables, because Ha is vegetables in Sumerian. And vegetables of the soil, because it came up translated in Hausa as soil, or Kokborok, I think. Ma I am. I'm Ma. You are the meaning, like where they said you're the money, they were saying that you are the sparkle on the earth, right, that sells me as the mother earth. Miha is the origin of Haki, so Haki is the product of, and you are the money. Haki is so colorful, a song of flame. Haki is A. And then I did Fonzie today, so A, number 1. So you are the Lama way. A Lama is a path. Haki Lama is the road Haki. Haki is not the same because this is a new road. Haki is Miha, so Ka path is. Ka equals you and your mouth, your voice. Haki is the Miha Soka path, or Miha Says path. So you. To reach, strain, arrive, axe, grieve, and play soccer or football, and soul, calypso music. To tie a rope to a tree or circumcise. It's so you of the human. Man, ma, ni is I say. I'm Miha, origin of product Haki. You the money, the meaning. I Ma and Michael. I'm praise of the vegetable. Haki is the Miha Soka path. And Miha Soka is also football, or Miha juice in Slavonian, and stab me in Hausa, Miha Sak in Hawaiian, and Miha Soccer in Swahili. Praise me soil, say word, pray to mother, football, and celebration of my toes, because mother says, mother may I. Right, a celebration of my toes, the feet, and socks to wear, and the splitting of my soul in mitosis. Or, in other words, football, soccer, and hockey that you now can play. Mother says, son does, daughter moon loves, and father above watching out for us. literally, okay? Haki is the Mihasoka path. And one of the last words was, and Haki values translator. So I was very appreciative of that. Miha is to say about oneself. I also looked up definitions in Wiktionary. Miha is to say about oneself, your branches, food, my name is, breath, body, and more in other languages, or extensions of self. Hausa is the ha key to ni miha. I'm miha. And in Kokborok is the value. The Hausa translation literally was, when they said Hausa was the key, that you needed that to find out who Mila was, the Hausa translation literally said, F me. I'm sorry. Hausa, I'm not. I'm miha, praised soil. Haki, earth, soil. And again, the vegetable comes up. Haki ni miha, soka lama ni. Haki is miha, soka way. Miha soka, soka. So ka, or the soul. So you. Mihaso, programs. K, measures K. And ka, you miss. Michael, your soul longs for miha. I, me. Food and miha. Mihas is profession. And miha soka is milk, so you. Again, mother's milk. Lamani is the street or path. And mihasoka lamani is natural disasters. Mihasoka lamani is eat the flesh. That is natural disasters that eat the flesh, right? Naturally. The soil of ki, so praised, so soul path, eating the flesh. The ha, or vegetable, is nourished by the natural deaths of the living, waiting for the soul to leave. The ash and bright light that separate from each other. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. The bright light soul goes home, and the dust as well back to the soil, to ground and integrate and be rebalanced to lessen the density, that which weighs you down. If your free will is to take another's free will away, there will be a rebalancing at play that may weigh as heavy price to pay. As time speeds up, this becomes instant, and thus no more karma. So anyway, I had to read that to you because it was a really cool message. It was very fluid, to say the least. All right, so then the next message of the day is here. Right, that's the next one, right? Yep, with the links at the top there. Okay, and look at these beautiful energies, right? This is God speaks, as I just said, that you're called to use your voice. God speaking through you as the woman of light, the marital rings here, and the sun shining through. And then I use the rider weight down there below. So this is that message. This was on the 14th at 111, 112, and 113. The medicine deck, the Journey of Love, the Fortune's Oracle, and rider weight, or the variation of rider weight. The underlying energy of 18 in the links, the 33 of God Speaks, 27 proposal, and then the Ace of Pentacles reversed, where the first cards out were 23 of the Opossum again, the King of Wands playing dead, the 49 of the Woman of Light, which is the 9 of Cups, getting your wish, the 30 of the Sun, the union with the Sun, and the 8 of Pentacles upright, with the Chariot upright, King of Pentacles reversed, 3 of Cups upright, 2 of Cups reversed, and the 8 of Wands upright. The underlying secrets of the 12 Porcupine, 25 Fox, 17 Mountain Lion, and 18 Lynx. Mama Cat, extra ornery that AM, and that was on the 14th, yesterday, as I caught her nail in my left upper arm, because I was between her and Teddy at the gates, because she's always giving him such a hard time. He tries so hard to be a part of the cat family. I always feel so bad for him. But she's just protecting her little babies, right? So, and then, like I said, I'm catching mice right now, and the little mouse would just run right under my feet every day. Do the same thing, even though they know I'm here. The Hangman with the Knight of Wands and the Star and the Moon. The wise Knight of Wands dreams of romance as the 33 of God speaks from the heart fire through the heart. Of the 36 underneath the 27, which is the world and the Ace of Wands, with new passion of Atlas around the world. The proposal, the Queen's Gambit, and linked in. A romantic god speaks marriage into being. The Ace of Pentacles reversed after the marriage, the initiation, the Hierophant without peace. The King of Cups reversed with the Wounded Warrior reversed surrenders in preparing for a new life, or a new offer of time, money, and effort, or a new job. As the first card out is the 23 King of Wands Opossum playing dead, the 49 Nine of Cups Woman of Light, and the 30 of the Sun Union, working to align with a bold move of the King of Pentacles reversed, coming together in joy. By disconnect or distancing self in energetic exchange, or a lot of busyness or back and forth, or lots to do before this new start happens. The daughter moon holds secrets as the King of Wands lays still. As God speaks through her heart, the light is shed on his feminine side, finding happiness within self. The Ten of Wands Atlas receives the Ace of Wands, a passionate offer, one that breaks the camel's back or starts anew with an offer, in union of the sun. As the moon and the sun come together in these cards, literally, in the middle with God's love pouring over them. And then I posted that with Space Odyssey because the countdown from 10 to 1 was coming up. It's a really cool post if you want to listen to it. And I'm getting the line from Jesus Christ Superstar. I can't remember where it is, but it's about your love pours over me. Am I thinking of the right thing? At 1:49, looking back at their day in the sun, the Knight of Cups brings love to the Page of Cups reversed, and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community with the Divine Feminine or Pisces or neighbor, where the cycle is now complete, coming full circle, perhaps going around the block, as Leo and Pisces are upright, with a big grounding and integrating. It's like birthing, squeegeeing out the toxins and hanging out for a new perspective. Emotionally spent or overwhelmed as Capricorn or Pisces is upright, Nine of Pentacles, sovereign, with the Knight of Pentacles upright together, or this independent goes for a new job, destined to get schooled and or trained with Capricorn or Pisces and Libra all upright, investing in the Knight of Swords reversed, or implementing their plan or exit strategy, but have to first deal with the Emperor or Aries or Emperor between the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, juggling, and must choose. A balancing act that's weighing on them greatly, as the Ten of Wands is upright with the Tower and Scorpio energy or sudden event after carrying too much or too much weight and not getting their wish, with dissatisfaction with self and or being alone, coming clean and or cleaning up the act, with issues at work or cleaning up to leave, with the Page of Swords message or air sign child stepping up to the plate, or message at night or at the full moon of the Queen of Pentacles or earthy Cancer taking a walk into that good night, going within about a visit, move, or destabilizing, and will need to balance or move that's unfair to the Queen of Cups upright, backed by the Two of Wands or choice of path or twin flame, or the world in their hands and not sharing or not wanting to divvy up equally. Perhaps then the Page of Wands reverse has to come back with a second offer, backed up by the King of Wands, who's happy to let them have a little more than they get. As the King of Wands and Magician upright stress about forgiving or an apology, in healing a separation or weathering the storm, healing hearts in a split or divide with the Page of Wands reversed or group who will miss them. And the Lovers upright with a great affection here as the Hermit sheds light on her, their sunshine, clearly bliss now that the worst is over. After a death or ending or near-death experience or just plain exhausted, the Page of Pentacles may be a student or an opportunity or an invitation under the radar. For or with the King of Swords upright, a dream come true, or healing the Knight of Wands rushing in from the Queen of Swords upright, or dividing and conquering together as the Queen of Swords speaks of the fallen angel defenseless and dumping emotional attachments and not needing an excuse, disillusioned or found the one and now discarding the rest. An announcement or wake-up call to the High Priestess or sister or perhaps Sagittarius reversed and Aquarius upright with secrets, or High Priestess or sister or silent partner, or Psychic out in the cold, with or Aquarius and Pisces or Virgo with temptation waving and facing fears of cold weather or taking a fall, or dealing with Capricorn upright and Aries reversed, or foolish fall or fall from grace in front of the Empress reversed, or perhaps both, feeling badly they didn't want them to get hurt, with Aries, Taurus, Leo all reversed, and perhaps a mother that's weak or out of control, or both needing strength or to walk the dog, grounding and integrating, or fixing things up and making amends, or making things all better, with the Six of Cups reversed, feeling anxious or spending what's left on the pets and or children in need, imprisoned in the cold, or finding emotional fulfillment or happy family, bridging to wake up and rise above, or needing to lie down and take a nap. Contract, establishment, marriage, and no peace, or hanging it up with the King of Cups reversed, in surrender, playing hardball here with the Wounded Warrior. There could be romance on the bridge to align with the Hermit, as the High Priestess going back and forth with the Hermit at home, aligned with vehicle and family, love. As the Four of Pentacles holds on to 102, which is coming up as also coming out, but giving each other space, while they leap to the Ten of Pentacles, right, which is that the ultimate family of abundance. Perhaps playing dead to see the light, to feel the sun and align, to get ducks in a row, as the King of Wands Hermit sheds light on the Queen of Swords as the sun flowers. Lots of sunflowers or followers as the sun worshippers wake up to do the work. Okay, and then I finally have the read on the table for you. All right, so this is the read on the table. Okay, so we have the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the main deck with the Rider-Waite mini clarifiers, and then I also pull cards from the Fortune's Oracle here, Journey of Love back there, and that's the Medicine deck over there. So we'll get right into it. So you can see again, Opossum and the King of Wands came up again with a blank slate behind them as they get some rest. And then there's the elephant, right? The owl that leaped into the elephant, or taking that big breath before they jump. And again, someone might be scared of heights. So then these cards came up. They're all the underlying energy except for this card came out. This is excitement and fireworks, the cracker, the Seven of the Chariot, but also the key. And look at all this marriage, proposal, and sunshine energy. Okay? There's a lot of excitement here. Right? This is union energy, new passion. Right? This is a wake-up call to marriage. Could be a judgment as well. There's definitely divorce energy in here too. Like someone who hasn't left may be leaving here. Because this is coming up as a positive energy, even though the Lovers and the Two of Cups right here, look, are both reversed right there, right? Like not the twin flame. All right, so this is this message. Let me bring these forward too. So this is the card that came out, Her Grace. Look how beautiful that is. And this was the underlying energy of sensual awakening, which is the Ten of Swords, 64, reversed is bliss. The bliss of the stars, grace. And look at this. And these came up in a prior poll that I did too after I'd shuffled a lot. And here is this like public announcement, this could be I'm also getting, first contacts coming up. Let me just see if I can hold these for you. So this was the underlying energy here. And these had come up in a prior poll the same day. And here's this energy of coming together in the vortex. And this always reminds me of Linda and Paul. In the Dance of the Planets, the Two of Swords, of knowing without knowing, of peace of mind, no matter whether you're in the chaos or in the quiet of the vortex. Self-initiation of the 12 of the Hanging Man, and seeing new perspectives and being happy even when you're with yourself. And then here's this mother's womb kind of energy here, the 36 though of Atlas and the weight of the world, of the cosmic butterfly in the underlying energies. And then here, of this gathering of the 28, which is the twin flame energy, the sacred convergence of the sensual awakening as she extends her grace, right? It's really, this is such beautiful energy. And oh, I didn't even see that one underneath those cards is the breaking. This is like the masculine falling, right? Taking that leap, scared of heights, and then falling as she catches him in her arch as they, you know, fall inside out, through and through. It's that energy right there. All right. And then the underlying energy from the cards that came out there from the medicine deck were here. And here we have the 4 of the Emperor, the 3 of the Empress, the Deer, and the Elk. Right, the Emperor always comes up with this like really innocent energy as their inner child. The Page of Cups comes up with the Emperor all the time. And here's the Mother Elk here. Remember, elk as opposed to moose. The moose kept coming up in my messages. The elk is more of the pack animal, whereas the moose is in 1s or 2s. And then we have the Queen of Swords here of the Black Panther, who may be spying right here. And this is Teddy's energy. He's always sitting under the tree by the window, looking out the front window. But it's the Queen of Swords energy there, and however that relates to you. But we have the Emperor and the Empress and the Queen of Swords. This also could be, you know, a lawyer representing an older couple right there, or a power couple. Okay, so let's get into this read for you. There were 3 kings as the main players, right? The King of Pentacles is in the underlying energy, and then the King of Cups. Where are you? Oh, King of Cups is here, and the King of Wands is over here. So this was done last night at 7:53. I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck. At 8:02, I finished clarifying. We had the main major arcana in the read was Reflection, which is the Hermit. Solar Deity is the Sun. Alchemy is the Temperance card. Abundance is the Empress, and then Lovers. And then before the read, Reason, which is the Emperor, and Justice came up. And then after the read, Higher Self came up over here, right here. There were 2 wands, 3 cups, 1 sword. And like I said, the 2 kings are in the read, and then the King of Pentacles and the underlying energy. And then the Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords came up right here. There, as far as the numbers, there were double 7s only. It was 4, 5, 6, pick up sticks, double 7s, which is the Sovereign, 9 of Pentacles. And let's see, 1 to 3 is the Death card, or endings, which is today's energy, right? We have today was the Devil and the 8 of Wands. And again, it's not just 4, 5, 6, because we have 3 in parentheses here too. So it's like the 3, 4, 5 of 3D, 4D, 5D, except we're pushing to 6 and leaving 3D behind. We also have 7, 10 coming in here, which is Source backing up the 71 of co-creation, 3 of Pentacles. 34 is the energetic exchange, keeps coming up. And then 67, 2, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The code line was all about the number 54, which is the Page of Swords. And 5 and 4 just coming up as freedom and stability. The code line was coming up as the Infinite Mother, I, Sophia, abundant master of flames, deity of the sun with infinite support. Freedom in awakening, the Page of Swords, or the message. Also, the month of May, or maize, is coming up in corn. It was so funny because we had corn leftovers just because my son came home to visit. Which was a surprise, which is a very nice surprise. But I never have corn, and he had leftovers, so there was corn in the fridge yesterday. So the month of May, or maize and earth, land but more, yet another, infinitely mother is, the May, M-A-I, the mother, the May of the month, rice, water, never ever, never and always, flame and stone, rice and veggies, word loaded with meaning, mother and may I, abundance, master of fire and the sun, supporting infinitely the freedom and stability of thoughts and words, infinitely married and at rest. The abundant corn, the King of Wands' son, supports infinitely the Page of Swords and commitment to rising above and awakening. So we start with reflection upright, which is the Hermit. And that's above the Three of Cups reversed, Reason reversed, that's the Emperor, King of Pentacles reversed, Justice upright, and the Seven of Swords reversed. Perhaps an antisocial Emperor reversed, unless he's not well, or he could be, abusing his control. But the Emperor reverse comes up with the King of Pentacles reverse, which can be the same person, or they could be two separate. With Justice, which is also Libra, so either that person is Libra or one of them is Libra. There could be a Judge or someone coming clean, passing messages with Reflection or Hermit. With Aries reversed, Libra comes up both upright and reversed, and then Virgo upright. Stressed out, anxious, Judge. Trapped in Justice or in a twist of fate, over the Queen of Wands reversed, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed, maybe Capricorn or Virgo with Capricorn in their chart, perhaps seeing another way to end the inner war and clean up the act. Or Libra with Aries in their chart, and Virgo with Libra in their chart, or Capricorn or Pisces with air, and the Hermit coming clean or cleaning up after their hands were tied, or foot tied, and one foot tied, or putting their legs up, elevating them, or realizing the power of your own thoughts. The recent past is the Alchemy upright, a good blend, with sunshine of awakening, or can't sleep due to the sun coming in, waiting patiently, or patient angel offering a new life, or a gold coin of time, effort, or money to the Eight of Pentacles, working like an assembly line, or just aligning and getting their ducks in a row, the dissatisfaction of dumping a load, a burden, or all of their responsibilities, as the King of Pentacles reversed may be frustrated in a lot of busyness or going back and forth with the Page of Pentacles student, or an opportunity, or inspecting the gift. The foundation is the Six of Cups reversed, with bad memories or childhood or a falling out in the past, with the Knight of Swords reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed, with romantic Nine of Pentacles upright and Ten of Cups family between them, or naysayers around the sovereign at night or at the full moon, with Virgo and Cancer both upright, perhaps some haters around them, with the Page of Cups reversed, rejected and shy or spoiled, and spoiled and entitled, wounded warrior on guard, or Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Wands in a divorce with their lawyers. The central energy is the Ace of Wands reversed, not flame, rejected for passion or money for sex, frustrated, not aroused, not humored or pissed, unable to conceive or conceive of, patient angel in a breakup. The Four of Pentacles saving up to send a message or cut them off, with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords upright, with secret passion between them, or children of a breakup, but seem to be happy. With Sagittarius upright and Gemini reversed, and challenged by sunshine or energy or full exposure. Perhaps Sagittarius is frustrated or blocked by Leo upright or Sun, exposing co-creation, work or school, of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community dysfunction or loss, juggling performing with or for the Queen of Cups reversed, who may be implementing a plan or investing in the Knight of Cups upright. And now crowning is the Five of Cups reversed, and over it, the Hierophant, the marriage, the contract, or Taurus, and their foolishness or fall from grace, leaving, walking into that good night, away from ending pain or a painful end, or sudden events, surprises, and trauma, or epiphanies, or a spontaneous healing, or sudden dream come true, presenting truth for love, or crowning with love, or crowing with love. What did I write? This could be the crowd too. Triumphant over love by ending conflict at home, with the Six of Cups reversed, kids looking back, or fallout with soulmate from the past. The King of Cups is not coming together with the King of Wands, but they're both upright here. Or bad influences are just between them, keeping them apart. And soon here is the King of Wands with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands all upright, or the Queen of Cups reversed, investing in that Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands unconditionally, which could be their children. The Knight of Cups is inspired by manipulation or a need for tools and gaining clarity with secret passion. The Magician's reversed with the High Priestess reversed, but they're hand in hand, clearly deciding to share or settle out with the Empress upright. The twin flames are seeing themselves as the Empress upright, the abundance after forgiving and or apologizing, weathering the storm or healing heart, Dark Knight to Warrior or Scorpio on the road again, or visit with Cancer and finding peace, grounding and integrating a choice of path and or the twin flame, the Mother, Mother Earth, and the Emperor reversed, out in the cold under the radar, detoxing with guidance of the King of Wands upright, Shaman perhaps, or Emperor reversed, a patient of theirs, with Aries reversed, Capricorn reversed, and Virgo upright, perhaps one with wisdom and one with passion and energy, perhaps a passing of a father or mother, an aunt or uncle, mother and sons, or daughters and son, or this doesn't have to be two sons, it could be a daughter and a son as well, with grandchildren, or falling out between the Hermit and the Empress and the King of Wands all upright, or sibling rivalry, or the King of Pentacles reversed Libra comes clean with Hermit, Nine of Pentacles sovereign, or with the Empress, Mother, and the King of Wands. The block here for the twins is the Lovers reversed, perhaps a lack of affection, or Empress upright with the King of Swords, defenseless to each other, or irreconcilable differences and settled out already. I think it's the King of Wands, right? We have the Empress, the King of Wands, and the King of Cups here. And the King of Swords is right here in the block, okay? So the Four of Swords reversed with no rest are coming back from the beach, and this was at 9:40. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, seeing things or rainbows, heaven in their eyes, or just had to stop and look, unable to move, kind of like paralyzed by what they see. Fully invested, whole and complete, rendered weak in a wake-up call, with the King of Cups upright and the Knight of Wands upright, as Pisces is upright and Aquarius with Leo reversed, and kids or pets between them perhaps, over loss and wide awake, coming out of the E-Tower to help them take a load off their feet. As the Page of Pentacles student with secret passion, or telling secrets with the Page of Swords, seeing the light and walking away into that good night. The Indigo reversed, not coming together with the Emperor reversed and the King of Pentacles reversed. Now they're all reversed. Libra or Justice of coming clean or cleaning up with guidance of reflection, the Hermit, in a falling out with the Empress and the King of Wands, or Abundant Shaman, Alchemist. The challenge being Leo's proposal of passion and blocking it, or sibling rivalry and over it. No love lost between the King of Cups and the Empress and the King of Wands, returning from break, or waking with the sun, both types of sun, to come out invested in ending the burden with the Page of Pentacles, needing to use their intuition in a message of leaving, with the Hermit, patient angel with bad memories are falling out, and the flame doused, challenged by the sun and energy and exposure, kids and pets and vacations to get over it. The Empress upright and King of Cups, the King of Wands, break up. This could be also a partnership breaking up, or they're just not fans of the awakening and coming out, investing, or break for the Page of Pentacles or a student and the Page of Swords with a secret passion. So it could be an earth sign child and an air sign child, and secrets to tell upon leaving. So there may be someone leaving, like leaving a job, for example, where they're leaving, they have secrets about what goes on there, and the higher ups may be worried that they're leaving and they may tell their secrets. Or 40 days and 40 nights to get to a place within that feels just right. Arabian Nights. And then it came, 1126 came up again for me. And again, that's the Page of Wands energy with Justice and the Queen of Wands. And then the days of the week were coming up as, there's always like expressions of difficulties on each day of the week. Bloody Monday, Terrible Tuesday, Hump Day, and then Wed and Nest Day, which is literally the veil, and then Friday, right, to get fried. Monday, Fair Face, Tuesday, Full of Grace, Wednesday, Grounding and Integrating, Thursday coming back around again to thank God it's Friday or celebration. So again, both the polarity of the days of the week. In this read, we have Aries reversed, Libra upright, Virgo upright, Saggy upright, Leo upright, Taurus upright, Gemini reversed, and Pisces reversed. Okay. All right. I think we're good. But I do want to pull a card before we go. We're at 1:45. I didn't even hit 2 hours. I did really good. All right. What are we going to pull from? I really want to pull from the Journey of Love. So I'm going to pull this up and see what comes out for you guys. 756, and that 56 came up in that Linda and Paul card that I showed you from this deck. And the 7 is the key to that, to the vortex, to that finding peace of mind, no matter what situation you're in. Okay. All right, for the twin flames, for the best and highest good of all those concerned here. Came right up, 2 cards. Beauty is the 58, the 4 of Swords, and 25 is the Knight of Wands, the seed of the heart. There's another card here, wants to come up too. The underlying energy is just for a moment joy, receiving the light, opening up. 46 is the children, the soulmates, the ones that are showing you how to be vulnerable. And then this card also came up, the Guardian of the Soul family, again, the Page of Wands, the young ones showing you how to do this. Right? Your children, and your pets too, they're reflecting you. They're showing you, so you know how to do this. Again, the beauty rest, the 5D connection, right? To get your rest, to allow yourself to come inside the seat of the heart, where the Knight of Wands becomes inspired. And here we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands sleeping together with the 4 of Swords. And then here is that third energy of a child. So some of you may be coming together to have a child. I was getting too, like pregnancies happening with people who shouldn't be able to get pregnant. So there should be some very interesting experiences coming up, or stories that come up. So I do want to read this one to you. 58. 58. This is my son's life lesson number. Let's see here. And he's a Scorpio. We're in Scorpio. Okay, beauty. To celebrate the divine feminine is to honor her beauty, her endless bounty and abundant creativity. You're a vehicle of her beauty. This is radiance that has nothing to do with soul-destroying cultural stereotypes based on physical appearances. It is the radiance that comes from feeling beautiful within, of allowing all that you are to shine through you and be witnessed in the world. You're being asked to let the inner beauty become one with your physical self. You don't have to change the way you look to become more of the divine beauty that you are. You just need to change the way you look at yourself. Behold the divine within you. You're in the process of healing past wounds about your appearance, your body, and your sexuality, finding purity in all of yourself and becoming ready to share that with others in a deeper and more open way, without shame or self-criticism. Take your time and fall in love with what you are. Then you can become not the victim of others' own projected shame, but the love necessary for the shame of the world to heal. This oracle indicates a significant change in self-perception taking place within you, an ability to love and accept yourself more completely than you ever have before, quite simply because you've grown and there's more divinity awakened in your heart than ever before. The nature of the divine is love, and you are realizing that you don't have to change to be beautiful. Allow this development to grow swiftly and embrace your uniqueness, beloved. You are an exquisite flower in the heavenly garden. And the poem reads, how many times I've looked in your eyes and sailed away beyond my dreams to a sheltered thought on a quiet beach where the sand is soft as flour. You may never know this place. And someday, when you look in my eyes, I will tell you. Rise and be love. I'll see you next time, guys.